Well, welcome back to the Gospel of John. Today we're getting right into it, and we're just going to look at the first three words. Now, trust me, we'll go quicker as we get through it, but this is really kind of stunning. John chapter 1, verse 1 begins with these words. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Let's just kind of pause. Father, would you just speak to our hearts as we ponder that first verse? Holy Spirit, come and open our hearts and minds. Maybe you're already thinking something, and if you are, just press pause and jot it down. Because I want you to listen to God more than you're listening to me. But why am I struck by in the beginning? Those are those three words. Well, remember I said yesterday, John can be a little philosophical, even a little theological. And so he kind of gets right into that with those three words. For you and I, you may not think it's a big deal. I mean, we know about the Big Bang, that the universe had a beginning. But for centuries, people, philosophers, and later scientists, they didn't think that. They thought that the world always existed. There were some Greeks who kind of pondered the order of the universe. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But they were kind of like, well, it's always been here. So, why is that a big deal? Well, because where you start matters. If the universe is always here, then it's just kind of always been here and we observe it. But if the universe had a beginning, then you've got to ask this question, well, like who pressed the start button? How did it begin? And it's kind of people call it causation. So if you figure out who pressed the start button, well, who put that person on Earth or in the universe or the cosmos to press the start button? So you kind of get the idea. It goes on and on and on and on and on until you get to there was somebody or something that's always been here. Always. That's the person who put things in motion. And so when you say the universe always existed, it's just kind of this thing, this material thing always existed. But when you say no, the universe came into being from nothing, man, that kind of blows your mind. You've got to begin thinking about maybe Genesis chapter 1 is right. And see, if scientists didn't want to think about that. In fact, history, when the Big Bang was just a kind of an emerging theory, people were like, no, that can't be right. You must have done your experiments wrong. We don't want to believe that it's always been here. Because they knew what was upstream of that. If the Big Bang really happened, then who caused it? And that's a big deal. Now ponder. John wrote these words 2,000 years ago. And I'm not saying we're proving the Bible using science. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying the Bible described correctly, kind of at a very high level, that there was a beginning. And science finally caught up with it. And again, please hear me. I don't want to use the science to kind of test the Bible. There's all sorts of mystery in the Bible that I want to leave as mystery and believe as mystery. But when science tries to contradict the Bible, we really need to take a little bit of a hard look at it. And so look, the universe had a beginning. It had a beginning. And it's a stunning revelation that John's gospel talks specifically to that. So that's day one. Just take a moment and think about if there was a beginning and if God began this great cosmos, what must that God be like? Thanks for being with me today, and can't wait to do the rest of verse 1.